Welcome to Married to His Will. I'm Suzette Williams, your host, a licensed professional counselor in Georgia and nationally certified. Whether this is your first time or you've been with me for a while, I'm truly grateful you're here. This podcast is a space for inspiration, healing, and truth, where faith meets real life. I love weaving in clinical insights along with personal stories to encourage and uplift you on your journey with God. If you're new, be sure to check out Season 1, Episode 1, where I share my testimony. It's a powerful reminder that God doesn't just want to save you from hell, He wants to see you thrive in Him. Since walking through my divorce, I've discovered a deeper understanding of who I am and who I'm becoming in Christ. And yes, to my future husband, if you're listening, may you find me right where God has positioned me, in His presence. I'm so excited for what's ahead, and I'm thankful for every listener who's joined me on this journey, and for those who are just getting started. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if this blesses you, and check out the description for updates or extra info. Let's dive into today's episode. I pray it blesses you. Hello. Welcome, everyone, to this new episode of Married to His Will. I'm so excited for you to join me here. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for giving me a thumbs up. And also press that notification bell so you will always be on top of new episodes that are coming to you. If you're a listener, thank you so much for listening to my podcast. I see those ratings going up on Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify and Amazon and Heart Radio. I see that you're watching, or you're listening rather. So thank you so much for partnering with me in whatever way you can by keep following and stay abreast of what I'm doing here on my podcast. Thank you so much. And if you feel like you would want to participate in being a guest on my show, you can reach out to me at any one of those emails I provide in the description here. At this time, I just want to take the time to welcome a guest to my show, and she will have a lot more to share with you as to why I brought her here, but I want to share her bio for you listeners. She is someone who's a powerhouse. Let me just say that. Someone who comes with many gifts. And so Dr. Sandra Hill, this is who I'm interviewing today. She's an educator, a college professor, a civil rights leader, an author, entrepreneur, who is a nonprofit founder and CEO, very recently retired from the Civil Rights Division of the U.S. Department of Justice in Washington, D.C., and currently on an educational assignment in Palm Beach County, Florida. She is a ministry leader with a specialty in conflict resolution, who mainly does jail ministry. Through her nonprofit organization, Successful Reintegrations, she serves inmates with educational programs and resources and prepares them to become returning citizens from jail back into society. Wow. She has 3 published books on Amazon: Woman of Purpose, Embracing Solitude, and her new book, Transitions, the one we will be talking about today. She was previously on this podcast as she spoke about her book, Embracing Solitude. And I have been totally blessed by her. She certainly has blessed my life with both of her books that I've read. But for today, I want you to hear this interview with Dr. Sandra Hill as she blesses us with her book, Transitions. Please welcome her. Give it up for Dr. Sandra Hill. Welcome, Dr. Sandra Hill. I'm so happy to have you here. And as we're getting started, I would love for you to say a prayer for us so that, the words that are spoken today will reach the heart of the people. Can you do that right now?
Sure, I can. I actually prayed with my pastor this morning, and I'll share with you that we talked about this.
Okay.
Yeah. He just wished that the Holy Spirit would lead me and guide me in this interview with you.
Yes.
He prayed for us that the seeds of encouragement, wise counsel, and direction that people have been praying for, that it will be released in this interview today and planted in the hearts of our listeners in Jesus' name.
Jesus'
Amen.
name.
Yeah.
Amen. I receive that.
Yeah.
Yes, a lot of us need direction, and this book, I can't wait to dive into who you are and the book you've written in this season. You've written several books, and I'm sure you all will hear that introduction at the beginning of this recording. But I would love for you to tell us a little bit about yourself, Dr. Sandra Hill, for
Uh,
the people,
yeah.
because I'm sure I didn't do it justice.
I tried to briefly write a bio, but it
Yes.
always never becomes out brief. However,
Yeah.
for those of you that don't know me, because this is my second time around with Suzette, and I'm happy to be here. I
Yeah.
am Dr. Sandra Hill, um, a woman of God, a woman with 3 children, 4 grandchildren, and a 90-year-old mother who is
Wow.
in this area with me as well. Um, I'm retired from the Civil Rights Division of the United States Department of Justice under the leadership of the President of the United States.
Wow.
And actually, I'm free. I'm released. I'm
Yeah.
just so free and happy to actually be doing an assignment in Palm Beach County, Florida, with
Oh,
as a literacy coach, coaching children, especially in the inner city. So teaching them to read, you know,
wow.
to
Yeah.
enjoy reading, to have a coach that is an author has amazed them. Every time they see my pictures pop up, they're amazed
Yeah.
that they can do it too. So
Amazing.
I'm
I'm amazed
happy.
at you.
So I'm
Yeah.
happy to be here, and I'm hoping that something that's said and done in this interview will help whoever it is that's
Absolutely.
listening.
I'm very sure of that. And I definitely want to dive in and introduce this book to my audience here, Transitions. I'm excited about this book because it came at the right time in my life. It seems as if whenever you write a book, it's in conjunction to, or it's parallel to what I'm going through in my life. And so I have this selfish thought that this is for me, but it is for them.
I
And so
wrote
I
just for
definitely,
you.
for me, just for me. I'm so excited because I believe I'm also going through transitions in this in my season right now. And so I really want you to start off. You talked about being retired, right? Being released. You just said that. So how can someone recognize when God is calling them to end a season?
Wow.
That's yeah. How can someone recognize that?
It's I found it difficult to be quite honest, even though I'm
Yeah.
celebrating now. But I can share my experience that I began to sort of feel, and I'm not trying to figure God out, Suzette, but I began to feel like God was removing my peace,
Oh,
right?
wow.
And so I have analyzed that peace, when peace is removed before God moves, changes our position. Like
Wow.
sort of like, let me explain that. So we can almost become uncomfortable.
That's exactly what I thought.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
started getting this uncomfortableness where I
Yeah.
was, of course, in Washington, D.C., in an awesome ministry with an awesome man of God. And
Yeah.
the point that it was very difficult for him when
Oh.
he finally said I'd be leaving. Um,
Oh.
but I believe that sometimes God gives us the grace to remain
Yeah.
where we are, even when he's pushing us to another level. He's still giving us grace because he
Yeah.
understands we're comfortable, so we don't want to move.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
so what I noticed was doors began closing. Like of course,
Oh,
I had a new president that I was reporting to of the United
yeah.
States. The job start becoming uncomfortable. So that door started. We kind of had conversations in the office about people were waiting for me to make a decision to retire before they would retire too.
Wow.
Um, so some doors began to close, and I believe that's one of the keys to know that
Mm,
that season is basically coming to an end, is
I
that
agree.
some assignments feel complete. Because I
Yes.
never felt like I had a job. I always, and I never feel like anything I do is a job. I always say it's an assignment.
Wow.
And
I
so I,
really want to. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
no, go ahead.
Yeah. I really want to speak to what you said about the disturbance or the discomfort that comes when you know it's like time to shift into something new and
Yeah.
the doors that are closed. I mean, I kind of remember that season, especially when I was in Maryland with my ex-husband, and we knew when it was time to shift from where we were into to the move we were going to make to come to Georgia. And it just felt right because, doors were closed in his face. He couldn't get a job. And there was so much going on that disrupted our lives. We knew that something had to shift immediately. And so I can definitely recognize what you're saying through that these things start to happen. Something start to disrupt the pattern, the routine, or something that causes frustration to mount is usually that indication that something has to shift. So I totally agree with that.
And
Uh,
it's also
yeah,
important to know that it isn't about quitting when things
mhm,
become difficult. It's really
exactly.
about I felt a perseverance, like I needed to push
Yes.
through whatever I was feeling.
Yeah.
And I believe that once your purpose is fulfilled for a season,
Mm,
then really God begins to redirect us.
wow.
So it was a
Exactly.
it's the decision to move when he's redirecting us. Sometimes it's difficult. It's not just we wake up one day and say we're out of here.
Yeah,
It's a process, just like everything else.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Process. And I love that. So, what are some signs that we're holding onto something that God has already released from us? Because some of us don't want to move on from that place where God is saying to move from or just stop something. So, what are those signs that we may be holding on to something that God has already released us from?
Yes, and you preach into the choir, right? So I just don't want you to think you're alone. I mean, I definitely even wrote this book for people who thought they were alone in
Yeah,
transitions because
yeah,
it's such a weird movement, and sometimes
yeah,
actually it can be quick. You didn't ask for it. God is just doing it because
yeah.
you're taking too long to make the decision. So learning to let go is definitely a piece of it's funny. I wrote about letting go in my book, Embracing Solitude, but I
Oh,
really didn't do a lot of letting go in transitions. But you do have to um it- letting go happens in transition too. You start to begin having fear instead of faith. That's when you know you're holding on to
yeah.
something that's really not God, a promise of God, that it's something else that He wants to elevate you to. So you become fearful. And of course, fear is not of God.
No, I
When you
mean,
feel
it's an
that
emotion who
fear,
knows. Yes,
yeah, fear
yes.
often replaces that faith. And that's how
Mhm.
we kind of know, yeah, this is definitely
Yeah,
not normal. God is trying to push me to another level where I'm
yeah,
holding on to relationships, careers. Listen, I
yes.
worked 50 years of my life. You think I wanted to stop working? No.
Wow.
So I was holding on to my career. I was holding on to relationships. I was holding on to my ministry that I love so much in Maryland. And we even do that, um, hold on to titles,
Oh
especially when it
my.
comes to church. Yeah,
Absolutely. Holding on to positions, holding on to a season, Oh my
yes.
gosh.
And even though God has already opened the door for us to move.
Yes.
Yes.
I know what you're talking. When he talks about letting go, I think about even my children. And me, God ushered me into or transitioning me into a new season where
my older boys, they're the oldest of all the
They're
children.
getting big,
Yeah,
huh?
they're all adults. My
I'm
boys are all
watching,
adults.
watching, yes.
So they're all in transition in their life. And
Yeah.
I'm, having to push so hard to get them where they need to be so that they can transition in life, not necessarily move out, but get them to a place where there's greater independence, even financially. And I've had to also embrace the releasing them to God. That I cannot do everything for these kids. I can't do everything for my boys. I have to let them be men and allow them to grow. And so all my letting go is really surrendering them to God.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we can fall into a situation where we're staying too long when he's doing these transitions.
Yeah.
And this fear keeps us comfortable. And
Yeah.
so one thing I've noticed is that once I really release what God wanted to do with me to him and become obedient,
Yeah.
every single thing just started dropping in my lap. I wasn't looking for a job. People were searching for me. They
Yeah.
searched me out on LinkedIn and all this online stuff.
Okay.
And,
Wow.
to ask me to come join their organization.
That's
So,
so
I
good.
mean, doors were already open. That's my analysis on that. And God was just waiting for me to make the move.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
guess that indication that it's time to move is when those doors are opening, when it's very clear that God is saying, move into this direction.
Yes.
And there is a window of time to do that.
Yeah.
And so thank you for sharing that. So it's very clear that if God has ordained you to move into another place or to do something else, he will make it clear by opening up those opportunities and those doors that are needed.
Yes.
So how can we, distinguish between perseverance and staying too long? You said staying too long. It's kind of like the last question. You kind of touched on it a little bit, but yeah, when do we know we're staying too long?
Right. Usually we know we're staying too long when fear is keeping us.
Okay.
It's not faith
Yeah.
keeping us anymore.
Right.
It's
Right.
fear. Like we don't, maybe for me, it was relocating to a whole nother city because I was here already. This is where I grew up. So you can imagine it's like coming back to a whole new place, having to create new relationships and things like that. So I was fearful.
It's
I
hard
had
to
no
start over.
shame in that. Yes. It was like
Really
starting
is.
over. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that fear could have kept me at a place
Mhm.
where God had already provided for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, and then, so though the title is Transition, it says the courage to end, the wisdom to wait, and the faith to begin.
Yes. It doesn't go beginning, middle, end. It goes
Right.
end, middle,
Oh,
beginning.
and we sure
Yeah.
have been talking about the middle a lot, but I know I'm coming into new beginnings. And this is
Yes.
amazing. I'm
Yes.
telling you, right on time for
Because
me.
there's no beginning without an end.
Right. No beginning without
Yes.
an end. And I'm
Yes.
going to get to a quote in here that I love. But, you know, what emotions are normal? Besides fear, because we talked about fear, and maybe that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
But what emotions are normal during the ending phase?
I think many of them, right? Grief. I did
Yes.
talk about that even in Embracing Solitude. Relief, excitement, and one that I struggled with for sure, uncertainty.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gosh.
And then joy, of course, eventually, and sadness even, right? Because I was when it came to ministry, it was definitely sad for me because I'm not
Yeah.
just a woman that can just jump into a church and join. Now
Yeah.
I'm like having to make sure I'm making the right choices, the right decisions, and who will cover me, who will even cover me.
That's important.
My pastor in DC is still covering me.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
he's
that's
very
beautiful.
overprotective as an apostle. Like, who's going to cover her?
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
beautiful though. But it shows you that even though a season ends or you have to shift from a place, at the beginning of that season, still have to allow the people that were covering you to be that covering, keep that connection. And thank God, God provides ways for us to connect now through technology. Of course, we've always had the phone. There's so many ways that we can connect with people who are far from
He
us.
does a lot of virtual services or Bible studies, and I try to, still
Be
keep the
part of-
word, keep his teaching,
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's,
But the emotions, Jesus himself experienced deep emotion before fulfilling God's promise
yes.
and his purpose, the purpose he went to the cross for. So feeling emotional isn't weakness, and that's definitely what we have to keep in mind.
Yeah. I
Yes,
agree
we're
with you.
emotional. Yes, these things are coming up other than fear,
Yes.
but it's a part of the human journey.
Yes. It's a
Yes.
part of the human journey for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, it's important that we recognize that transitions. We saw the children of Israel, how they had a lot of fear and a lot of things, that kept them in the in between for a long time. But at some point the transition had to happen. And so we definitely need to ensure that we recognize some of the normal feelings. I know for me, I'm big on that, recognizing
Oh, I
emotion
know. Yes, I
as
guess
a
so.
therapist.
Yeah.
Um, and also, for me, when I feel like I'm dealing with anxiety, a lot of it, because that can the stress hormone, that cortisol levels are increased a lot when you're dealing with certain decision making. Can be hard. Sometimes it's good to have someone else to kind of talk through, what you're dealing with in that season. Like a therapist like myself.
Yes.
Or Dr. Hill, I believe you still help people, right? I'm sure you're writing as an author. I don't know how much you connect one on one. I know you used to work with prisoners and people like that, but
What's been happening is when I go on my book signing, Suzette, people give me their phone number and their contact information. So they ask, can I stay in touch with you? Because I really needed this book.
Yeah.
And I've started now making like a contact list. Yeah.
Yeah. So we've identified some of those normal feelings. Grief, grief is definitely important to mention when we're moving on to another season, or another place.
Yes.
So how can we grieve what was, right? While remaining hopeful about what is ahead?
I've thought about that for even myself. What I had to come to grips with is to accept the past as a learning experience.
Oh, that's good.
And honor the past without living in it. Like I will forever honor Face to Face Worship Center, which was my church, my pastor for sure. I feel that I grew so much under his leadership.
Wow.
I'll forever honor all of that. I couldn't just walk away and forget them.
Wow.
Forget the place, forget the learning. So I think that's one of the keys, is to honor the past experience as a learning experience.
Yeah.
And then even honor it gratefully with gratitude.
Right.
Right? While faith now allows us to embrace what God is about to do.
Yes.
We move into what God is going to do, because then now Hebrews 11:1 says, now faith, right?
Yeah.
Is the substance of things hoped for. That's what we're coming for.
Yeah.
The evidence of things not seen. So we have to still continue to be in our word. Let the word guide us as to how we're going to move to the next season or level or whatever you want to call it. I recognize that these levels that we're climbing, somebody like you in ministry, somebody like me, they're really seasons.
Yes.
Yes.
Seasons.
Yes.
I love that you're speaking to even the emotion of uncertainty that you mentioned. When we allow the word to be your guide. His
Yes,
word is a
definitely.
lamp to our feet and a
Feet,
light unto
that's
our
it.
path.
That is
Yes.
it. That's how we have
Yeah.
to live. But then still remaining grateful for the past experience, honoring
Yes.
it. I love that when, I
Yes.
kind of try to honor that experience.
Absolutely.
Especially if it was a good one, a learning one, a growing one.
Yeah. Well,
And
I know for me, I can attest to that, the importance of that. Not
yeah,
burning bridges
no burning
either.
bridges,
No
right?
burning bridges.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know I still can reach out to people, as I mentioned, in Maryland. And, like I've spoken to Bishop, Kenneth Chisholm many times,
yeah.
even in my transitions to becoming a pastor. He was somebody I had needed, even recommendations, things like that. You just never know.
Exactly,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? And
Yeah.
so also honoring that, that the past, I think is important as well.
And
Not holding on to it.
Pastor Tony Page is one of my greatest cheerleaders, as I am one of his greatest cheerleaders.
Yeah,
So,
that's
we
amazing.
need these people along the journey so we can be
Yeah.
successful. And he even has gotten to the point where he has said to me, he's coming to grips with my not being there. And
Yeah.
he feels that, but it had to happen. We had to do it. We had to be obedient so that we both could grow. Because we
Yeah.
had not grown from a place of letting people go.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
And I'm having this thought right now that maybe someone is out there dealing with a specific transition. It's hard. They're so afraid. They're dealing with uncertainty. They know it's bigger than them, but it's like if their humanness and maybe even voices around them may not encourage that transition because it looks so big or just something that they've never done. Remember Caleb came back, Joshua and Caleb, they had the people go in and spy out the land.
And yes.
Yeah, and then some of them saw that they talked about the things that made it not possible. Like the
Yes.
giants in that land,
And land are big.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, people, so someone out there may feel like that it's too great a step to take, or their family is not necessarily seeing what God is telling them. And so that faith that you mentioned, it really is faith. It takes faith to step out into
People are
transition.
not going to understand, right?
Yeah.
Left the ministry, of course, gossip. I wrote this in the book, gossip started, people started
Wow.
talking, like, why would she just get up and leave like that? That kind of
Yeah.
stuff. And it's so difficult because you have to kind of come to a place of being unapologetic, right?
That's
You don't
right.
need to apologize for this because some people are really honestly not going to understand that
Yeah.
this is now personal.
It's
It's
not.
a God move. It's a God
It's a
thing.
God move. It's a God thing.
Yes.
Yes, I love that. So I
Yes.
love that you mentioned faith as a way to stay hopeful for what's ahead.
Yes.
So many people struggle with the waiting season. I think that's that in between, right? Why is waiting so important?
Oh boy. For
Because we talked
everything,
about the
right?
end. Now it's probably like the wisdom to wait. We talked about the end, right? Coming through that end. But what is that? How do we wait?
Let me just give you this little quote that I wrote last night regarding the middle place
Okay.
and leaving. I wrote
Yes.
that we don't have to erase our memories in order to move forward. We don't have to erase our memories in order to move forward, right?
Right.
So that's something just to keep somewhere in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
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 The memories, keep the memories. They were great. They
Mhm.
were good. They
Yeah.
served their purpose.
Serve that
But then we
purpose.
get to the struggling in the waiting season.
Yeah. That's
And
tough
why
one.
waiting is so important. So I know
Yeah.
waiting is where God develops our character. I actually,
That.
yes, I actually know that I am so much in a year because I've been gone a year.
Wow, has it been that long?
Yes,
Wow.
it was June 2025. So
Wow.
we're almost at the end of June, yes. So I've been
Okay.
gone a year. And when I listen to myself, I look at myself, I watch myself even around in this state, in the
Yeah.
city, in the work I'm doing and stuff, I feel so much more confident
Mm.
in me and so much more mature that God would trust me with this move, and because he has
Yeah.
something more for me. Because I'm a kingdom builder, right?
Yes.
Suzette, I'm not really a church girl sitting in church with pretty hats. I do all of that. I do all of that, but I'm really, give me something to do in the world.
I love that. I
That-
love
yeah,
that.
that's where I make my impact. So,
Yeah.
struggling for the waiting, God knows the gifts we have.
Yes.
So it could be that we're stifling even some of our gifts right where we are. We're not, he's not getting to use us for all that we were created to be.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
oftentimes, God is just concerned about who we're supposed to be becoming, right? At some
That's
point, I
right.
wanted to write a book entitled Becoming until Michelle
Coming.
Obama did it.
Yes. That
Um,
was always in my spirit. I love that.
yes. So
Because
I'm sure that, God, he didn't create us to be stagnant. So
no.
it's very, very important in the waiting season, though it's a struggling area,
Wow. The
to
struggling in.
wait, and not to wait moaningly, groaningly, grumbly. But it's a place where we truly, I found that it's a place where we underestimate the significance of it, right?
Yes. Wow.
Yeah,
Agree.
it's a season where we're simply, we think we're just simply going through the routines of life. But
Yeah.
underneath the waiting,
Yeah.
preparation is underway. God
Absolutely.
is preparing the doors, the things, whatever next, the
Yes.
levels.
Yeah. I love that. Even talking about levels, I was having the thought about how, when I stepped out of that last relationship, that marriage, and the words that came to me was God said, you letting go is God has a plan for you to become who you need to become, right? Right. And it was hard to let go of something that was just so unhealthy, but I still, because there were some good things that sometimes made you think, should I do this? But so that confusion can come at times. That's also an emotion that can come when you're going through ending something. Sometimes
Yeah.
it wants to bring confusion. But I say that to say, I do believe that also when I'm coming to the end of the season, I feel like at the end of one season, but still there's another level where I'm always having to wait because I know it's here, but you're waiting for something to come to pass. And that waiting, as you said, is really, really, I can attest to the point that it really is building that character.
It
It's
is.
making you trust God even more. Like, oh God, I can touch it, but why is it so hard? Like, why is it taking so long? Why is my mother not together? Why is this, all the things that needs to happen not all together yet? But there's some things God is going to instruct us to do while we're waiting. And
Yes.
so I love that. Thank you for sharing that. It's so important.
Yeah, right underneath that waiting, it's
Yeah.
preparation is underway. He's just making things, because if we think where we are is good, like you said, you struggled with it coming out of the marriage because there were some
Yes.
good things.
Yes. Yes.
But God is constantly like, I have better for you. I have for
Yes.
you. I
Oh
have
my
better
gosh.
for you. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Okay. And
yeah.
I'm so grateful for better. Oh,
Yes, yes,
even the waiting has been a better me. The growth that's happened, like you said, it's that character development is it's just I'm trying to find the words to say how important it is.
yes,
It's so
yeah.
important, so valuable. It's so
It's
valuable.
like the, what do I want to say? It's like precious gold, how it's
Yes,
purified, or the diamond, in the rough.
absolutely.
How, yes, it's that kind of thing.
Yes, it's the
Yeah, yeah,
processing that's happening.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
so it's so important. So I guess how do we recognize what healthy waiting looks like? I guess is that the faith? Like, what do you think healthy waiting looks like?
I think for me now, and I've grown, healthy waiting is active, right? It's not passive, right?
Yes.
Because for me, it's, I've never really been too passive because I do so much, right? But healthy waiting is we continue praying, of course. That goes without saying for us, right? But for some people it doesn't because they wait to pray after the fact, but we're praying during the fact, in the middle of the fact, at the end,
All parts of it.
bad days, we're praying good days. So we continue praying.
Yes.
What I find is important is we continue serving, especially as a leader.
Yes.
We continue serving. And for me, currently, I'm serving in a lot of organizations that I find I'm going to speak to. I'm getting speaking engagements to come and speak. Like the month of July, I'm all booked out with all kind of organizations that want me to come because of this book. Thank you, Lord.
I love it.
And we continue, it's important in the healthy waiting to continue learning.
Yes.
Not just, moan and groan and say, it's me. Why is this happening to me? I've learned to accept things as a learning experience every step of the way. And then continue growing. And I think the growth happens automatically once you're knowing. It's once you let go and let God, just like the saying says. Yeah.
Yes.
We're not sitting on the sidelines just doing nothing. We're preparing. We're sitting and waiting for the next assignment. That's how I look at it. Okay, God, that's done. Now what? I don't know what you're doing with me because I talk to God crazy in the middle of the night. I don't know what you're doing with me, but I'm ready. Wherever you're going to send me, I'll go. Whatever you want me to do, I'll go.
Yes.
Just waiting for the next assignment, if you may look at it that way. And if those of you out there may look at it that way, I think it would help to relieve the stress that we put on ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because in final analysis, he's in control of all of it.
Yes, absolutely. I love that you said it's active because, it says, wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. We shall mount up on wings as eagles. We shall run, and not be weary, walk and not faint. I mean, all of that is active action. Okay.
Yeah.
So waiting is certain. I love that you said praying, serving. So important. Meaning is serving. So that's very good. And I think as some of what you said even is can even respond to this question here. How do we avoid becoming discouraged, right? When God seems silent, do we just continue praying, serving? What do you think? How do we avoid that becoming
There are many moments in scripture when God appeared silent, right?
Yeah.
Console myself with that. But yet he was working behind the scenes.
Yes.
I trust and believe that God is doing his greatest work underground before anything becomes visible. He's doing his greatest work behind the scenes until something pops up. I want to be married. I'm not looking for my husband. I'm hoping he's looking for me. But I can so identify with transitions, even in the waiting period, as I'm like, God, you don't really want me to be alone doing all this work, do you?
Yeah.
Yes. And I can just see God just laughing.
Yeah.
At me, right? Because he probably says, you don't even know what I have prepared for you.
Wow. You don't
So I think faith is where we lean on.
Yes.
Not to be discouraged. Because faith trusts God's character even when we cannot trace his activity.
Amen.
Faith steps in. That's why we have to build our character on faith. Even when we cannot trace God. And there's a similar, a familiar quote that says something like, trust God when you can't trace him. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we don't really, we definitely don't know where he is in the picture. We can't, hear his voice, like you said, that silence, we may not even feel him in those times.
No, yeah.
Wow. I love that. So you
Because
can't trace it.
the discouragement is causing fear,
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
trust is a key point to holding on when we don't hear him speaking.
Trust that he is doing some great work behind the scenes.
Yes, behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Right.
And I tend to kind of look back at my life to see how far he's brought me.
Yes.
I try to go back 5 and 10 years just to remember.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm at such a different place in life.
Yeah.
So
wow. Yeah, and the scripture I hold on to, and I've been saying it for the past few weeks, is trust in the Lord.
With all your heart.
Not to your own understanding, but in all your ways.
Acknowledge him.
And he will direct your path. Proverbs
I love it.
3:5 and 6. Yes, so important.
Right? Yeah.
Yes, so important. And so hopefully they'll hold on to trust while God is silent. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think it's so important also for us to encourage. You just talked about at your stage of life, you're waiting. You still want to be married. I know an 80-year-old woman right now. She's actually 81.
Oh
Someone
my God.
I love, and she's full of energy. She's experienced a wonderful marriage. She's experienced a horrible and a wonderful marriage. And now she's in the space of, I'm waiting for my next. Okay. She's 81. Okay.
Oh my God. So that you're preaching to the choir. I go to the time saying, I'm too old.
No. So that what would you give?
Me, I'm so old. Why haven't you brought my husband earlier? Kind of stuff I'm nagging God about.
So you're in that space. Are you able to encourage someone who may be saying, I'm too old, too late to begin again? Right? I'm sure you went through those questions.
And I have women that come up to me even when divorce, that they had a terrible marriage. Yeah. So on the flip side, they could care less. They don't want another marriage. They don't want another relationship. And I have to be encouraging them, even in my single state, to say, God, relationships are good. God created us to be in relationship with each other. And I truly believe I am in my best state of mind when I have my purpose. I want a purpose partner, right? Somebody who is there, like I said to you, cheering me on. We're doing this thing together. We're encouraging each other through this, even faith walk. So yeah.
Good. Yeah. And it's encouraging for everybody needs someone at their stage of life or their age that they can see who have been there as well, right? That gives them hope. This is why the testimonies are so important.
So important, yeah.
Your testimony, the things you write, are testimonies to me so that I can keep going, right? Whatever age we are.
Yes.
Right. So it's not too old to begin again.
Definitely. No way. As long as God gives us breath, Suzette.
Yes.
He still has a purpose for us.
Absolutely.
And I definitely believe that I'm so special.
Yes.
That has to have somebody super special.
Okay.
He's not just gonna send just anybody.
Yeah. Okay. And you have all these other special relationships around you, the ones you have with your grandchildren, the one you have a 90-year-old mother, the ones you have with, your children. I think it's amazing that you can be here to pour into their lives at this stage, and for them to see you doing the things you're doing at this stage of your life purposefully. I mean, this is amazing.
And you're on assignment has been attracted to a lot of I'll look up at some of my book signings and stuff and see some of my exes that I've either dated or I was engaged to one person. And we
Wow.
read and they come back like apologizing, like, oh my God, we had no idea. Like, we're so sorry.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is what's been going on since I'm back in Florida.
Yeah.
Well,
And
they
thank you for
new
mentioning that.
you newfound appreciation for me. They
I
had no
love
idea.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, you talked about having engagement before, and if that didn't work, but if you're a woman that knows that your purpose, you have to have your purpose be your focus, and that's
Yeah,
so important, right? You have assignments that God has given you to do, and you're about the business of the Lord. I love
definitely, definitely. I have to stay focused. It can't
yeah,
just be anybody, you know. I don't care
yeah,
how fine they are. I don't care, you know. I love talking relationships, but don't care what they look like. As a matter of fact, don't care how much money, nothing.
yeah,
I have to do God's will first.
you
You
have to
know, I
do that.
love the title of your show, Married to His
Oh,
Will,
thank
because
you,
I'm falling more and more in love with it. I was excited to be here today because of the title, because
thank you
that's
so
what the
much.
ultimate place I'm in, married to His
Yeah.
will right now.
Married to his will. That this is why I coined the term. Like sometimes things come to disrupt our lives, and
Yeah,
it's not like, why would God put me in this situation? But I'm just gonna be married to your will. Whatever you say, Lord, I'm following you,
I'm
and that's
following
what
you.
it's all about. That's what
Yes,
it's all about.
yes.
So what is one truth you hope readers carry with them long after finishing your book?
It was my prayer when I wrote the book that readers
Yeah,
would take away a couple of things.
yeah,
First, and I'm not sure this came first in my mind, but now it is.
yeah,
I believe that the words that were written on the pages of this book were meant to speak to our deep, pre-existing relationship with God as our identity, like
yeah,
knowing who we are. I
yes.
really found that the more I read the book, the more I present the book, the more
Yeah.
people talk to me. As soon as they purchase it, they're calling me to say, "Oh my God, I needed this," because
Wow.
they didn't realize their value, their worth,
So
who God created. Like God didn't just throw up something and
yeah.
you were born.
No.
He talks about knowing us. We were formed in our mother's womb before he even
Yes. Yes.
he knew we were going to be in our mother's womb even before we were there, just in
Absolutely.
plain language.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And so I want my readers to come to grips with the fact that they weren't just created for nothing.
Yeah.
There's a pre-existing relationship with God that
Yeah.
identifies who they are,
Yes. I
you
love
know?
that. Mhm.
And that every transition, the title of the book, is
Yes.
for a purpose.
Wow.
Hopefully they learn that we're
Yes.
going through transition and that nothing is wasted.
Wow.
No ending is wasted.
Wow.
No middle waiting period is meaningless.
Mhm.
And that no new beginning is accidental.
Yeah.
And in the final analysis, God is intentional in every single season of our lives. Yeah,
God is intentional every single season.
every season. Yes.
That is so encouraging. And I definitely want you to say more to the people that are listening. I know someone is just hanging on to those words of encouragement right now. Listen, I did highlight so much in the book that I would have gone through, but so let me just read this one quote. You know, when he talks about we are being healed by full recalibration. This is on page 70. Even when the path ahead seems uncertain, trust that each challenge is shaping you for something greater. Embrace the process, knowing that growth often comes through seasons of discomfort and change. Allow yourself the grace to start anew And remember that hope is always within reach.
Yes, yes.
So beautifully said. So
Yeah.
beautifully said. So if someone is listening today and they're standing at the crossroads of an ending, a waiting season, a new beginning, what would you want them to remember about God's faithfulness?
I'm in my book. You brought me into the book.
Okay,
So
go into the book. Do what you
I would
want.
let them know first and foremost that if God brought them through yesterday, He will
Yes.
carry them through tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay? And
Absolutely.
then the same God who opened the first door knows where the next one is.
Oh, yes.
Right? So don't be afraid of endings. We're so afraid of endings.
Oh my gosh. Yes, we are.
And don't despise the waiting. That's the middle, right?
Yeah.
And don't fear new beginnings because that's a whole nother story. You know, sometimes God even presents you with the person for the new beginning and we get scared.
Yes. Yes.
So I'm on page a couple pages. I'm on page 108.
Okay.
You'll see where I'm holding a butterfly and my hand is holding the butterfly and it states faith tells me that no matter what lies ahead of me, yes,
So beautiful.
God is already there.
Yes.
Ahead of us, you know? His faithfulness did not stop with the last chapter of our life.
Right.
He's already gone ahead and it won't stop with the next chapter either. Because you know, this whole process of end, middle, and beginning can repeat itself in the next season.
Oh, yes.
And we will be
Absolutely.
so much more prepared from this book.
So much more. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So I'm on page 92, where I would direct my readers to go to a declaration that I've written for release.
Okay. Yes.
To embrace the new, I must release what has completed its purpose. Transition requires the courage to let go. There it is.
Yes.
And today I release every burden that no longer belongs in my future. I decree that I release the weight of past disappointments.
Yes.
I release regret, shame, and unnecessary guilt. I release relationships, habits, and mindsets that limit my growth. I release the fear of change. I release the need to control outcomes that are beyond my reach. I choose freedom over attachment to the past.
Yes.
What has ended, I'm on to page 93. What has ended has served its purpose. And what has departed has cleared space for something greater. And then I'll skip down to a declaration of identity and I will end with that one.
Yes.
And it says transition and it's on page 93 in my book. Grab the book and get it.
I'm reading it right here.
Transition often asks an important question. Who are you becoming?
Yes.
In moments of change, identity can feel uncertain, yet within every transition lies the opportunity for deeper clarity. I decree today that my identity is not diminished by change. It is refined by it. I'm growing into the person I was created to be. I decree that my worth is not determined by titles, roles, or positions. Even when circumstances shift, my value remains constant. I'm resilient, capable, and prepared for the next chapter. Every experience I have encountered have contributed to my wisdom.
Yes.
I am not starting over. I am building upon the strength of everything I have learned.
Yes.
Suzette, blessed, whoever's listening to this and whenever you listen to it, from those decrees and declarations.
Yes. Oh, and you have to get the book just to read the rest, because I want to read all of that page. It's so beautiful.
I know. It's
Oh,
nice.
it's so beautiful. It's such a great book. Such a great
Thank
book.
you. Thank you.
I appreciate you so much for the Lord just leading you to even send it to me. I was just ready.
As usual, yes.
Yes. And I know there's so much more 8 books in you. I think you said God already gave you 8 books.
10. Yeah.
10. Yes. The last time you came.
Yeah. I said, I was going to say, Suzette, you remember I said God said 10 books?
Yes, I remember. I remember.
Yes.
So
And
what?
the funny part is I'll start the book by making notes of stuff that I don't even know what I'm making notes of.
Yeah.
And then I'll get the title like after the fact.
That's amazing.
And this one is so perfect for this season, even in my life.
Yes.
You know, and I believe it will be great for every season that because transition don't end, you know, they're not static.
No.
You know,
Keeps
so
happening.
it's gonna happen again. Yes.
Yes. This is awesome. I was consuming it as soon as you sent it, because wow,
I'm so happy. I'm so happy it was good to you.
Yeah, so I really appreciate you, Dr. Hill, for being here, for speaking to the people so eloquently and so with such inspiration and passion. And I believe that those who are listening today would have gleaned a lot from what you shared. And can you tell them where they can get the book?
That it's on Amazon, and I sent you the link. Suzette, you could always post it on your website. Yeah, and then I thought of this because if they can even reach out to me, and you can just write, you know, my email address, drsandra.hill@yahoo.com. And they can order the book from me and I'll send it to them autographed.
Okay.
You
wow.
know, and send it back to them because I have books. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And I have my
book is $20 just in case they're wondering.
Okay.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll definitely put all the resources there for them.
Yeah.
And so thank you. She autographed my book very nicely. So beautiful notes. And I'm just so grateful for you being here. It's such an honor to have you back on this platform with me.
Happy to be here.
And I know this is not the last time. This is not the last time. I'm keeping close eye on you, and you're keeping a close eye on me.
Yes, I am. I'm doing a lot of forums. I'm doing a lot of forums with this book.
Yes.
So I'm actually going into some churches too, and they're having a panel of people.
Wow.
I just did a think tank on Juneteenth.
That's beautiful.
Yes, where the community wanted to know, you know, about transitions. Yes.
So the Lord is really opening up the doors for you. Yeah, you're a true author. And I know God led you this way. He really
Yes, definitely. It was under the unction of the Holy Spirit. But I definitely want God I wanted the book and my writings to be more of Him and less of me.
Yes.
You know?
That's a song. You know that song.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. We need His glory. And if we want His glory in our lives, we have to be less and make Him more in our lives.
Yes.
There's so many things to take away. I could stop highlighting, and I'm sure whoever gets this, they will keep highlighting like I do, because it speaks to the average person. I think everyone can relate to this, because we all are going through different transitions.
No matter how old they are, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
How old or young. My daughter was up like at 1:00 in the morning reading the book. I was like, what?
It's that powerful. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
So you look so beautiful. You're such a beautiful, classy woman. I love it. Yes. And y'all don't know she's a yardie like me. She's Jamaican. So
exactly.
Yes. We click in many ways, and it's amazing to have you here. So glad the Lord connected us. The thing is, we still need to meet in person. I feel like
to. Yes, I
Right?
have to take a
It's
trip to
crazy.
Georgia. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like we've met each other. And
I know. It's like I know you already.
it's
I
so
just to
amazing.
Philip, Dr.
Yeah,
Philip now that
yeah.
you have to go with me whenever I'm going to Georgia to meet. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. This is a beautiful book. And so definitely I would encourage our readers to my audience to get this book and it
Yes.
will bless you as much as it's blessed me. I want to say thank you so much, Dr. Sandra Hill. Did you have any final words to share before we wrap this up?
I pray that the book will be a blessing to whoever reads it for a long time to come.
Yes.
Thank you
Awesome.
so much, Suzette.
My
I
pleasure.
love your show. I pray for you all the time.
Thank you.
Continued growth, continued maturity, continued process of transitions that I do know you're going through as well.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
pray for your children. I can't wait to meet them because it's
Yes.
on my prayer list as well.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. And with that, I just want to say God bless you and keep you and always cause his face to shine upon you. And I
Yes,
pray
thank you.
that doors will continue to be open to you. And he will
Yes,
continue to show you the way. God bless you.
thank you so much.
Dr. Sandra Hill was an awesome guest, wouldn't you say? She had so many nuggets to share from her book, Transitions. And there are so many more quotes that we could have shared from this book. I love when she shared the declarations. And so there's so many things you can take away from this. This is a ministry to you. And so please, I implore you to purchase her book. Click on that link in the description area and please support her ministry. This is someone living on purpose and embracing the mantle that God has put on her. And I pray that you will also not be afraid to walk out into the purpose that God has for you. Take those leaps of faith. If He's transitioning you into anything new, trust that He will keep your feet, that He will always protect you, that He will always guide you. I just want you to keep trusting Him. And with that, I hope you will stay married to His will. God bless you. And that brings us to the end of today's episode of Married to His Will. Whether you're in a season of clarity or confusion, joy or surrender, I want to remind you choosing to align with His will isn't always easy, but it's always worth it. Every step of obedience, every moment of trust is shaping you for something greater than you can imagine. Thank you for letting me be a part of your journey today. If this episode spoke to your heart, take a moment to share it with someone who might need the reminder they're not walking alone. Until next time, keep leaning in, keep showing up, and keep saying yes to the journey, even when it doesn't make sense. Because when you're married to His will, you're anchored in something eternal. Stay faithful, stay expectant, and I'll see you next time.